It's almost time to plant my tomatoes. Out in the garden I've separated some of them. These are Tammy G cherry tomatoes and some Cherokees down there. But look at these one seed challenge tomatoes. Look at this guy. Planted all these at the same time. And look at the difference in that one. That's my pineapple. Some of these other pineapples are doing pretty good too. I only have, it says 3. Looks like I got 4 of them. This is my one seed challenge Cherokee. He's doing really good. I'm changing to this pot, getting a little bit of food. So they're all doing really good. I planted, I think May 10th last year, and I got my garden flooded twice. Not really flooded, just rained so much, days and days and days. So you can see it's raining out there now. Today's the 19th. So I decided to put them out later this year because I planted 3 times last year, and I'm not going to do that this year, hopefully. So I thought maybe in the next couple days, but they're showing another 4 or 5 days of rain here coming up next week, so I don't know. I really like to get these in the ground. I also don't want them to die, so not sure what I'll do yet. We got a lot of stuff out though. We got our onions out, we got our lettuces out, we got our potatoes out, we got our sunflowers out, we got our garlic. Garlic's still coming up good. Rhubarb's still coming up good. Horseradish is coming up good. We got cabbage out. All the rest of my seeds, my corn, anything I'm planting by seed is going to go out this week. And I have butternut squash, birdhouse gourds, some giant pumpkins, and a whole bunch of flowers. So they're all doing really well. And these all look seem to be doing really well too. I have a bunch of peppers to go out too. They're all out in my greenhouse though. Some cucumbers, broccoli, cauliflower. It's all growing out in the greenhouse. So it got cold a few days and they got a little brown like these. These, I don't know why they're doing that. They'll fall off. But I'm just really impressed with this guy. He's just humongous. I don't know. I didn't do anything different. It's all in genetics. I am what I am. So we always have a lot of these guys. Can you see him? Garter snake, that's a big one though. Boy, that's a big one. He's probably 3.5 foot and he's probably a good 1.25 inches wide. There's his head. Big old snake. We're going to attempt to plant the garden now. It is now May 27th. And last year we planted May 10th, but everything got flooded out. May 10th is the last chance of frost here in Ohio. And so now we're going to try to plant this. It's about 2.5 weeks later than last year. But look at my tomato one seed challenge. That's my Cherokee over there. It's a little smaller. This is my pineapple, which is blowing away. Hopefully it doesn't get hurt because it's first day out. And we're gonna dig down here about 3 foot, put some heavy compost in it. We're gonna put some cages around them. We're gonna plant the cucumbers, the peppers, tomatoes all through here, eggplant. We've already got sweet snap peas, onions, lettuce, cabbage. Potatoes are doing really well. Got all the corn planted, but I planted so much I'm not gonna be able to fit my cantaloupe and watermelon out there. I'm gonna actually move those to the out behind the old barn. And we got some cilantro to plant over there. I've already got a couple of cherry tomatoes planted there. So I'll get this planted and then I'll show you what it looks like. Maybe some of the steps throughout. As you can see, we're down deep in there, and it's been wet for the last 8 to 10 inches or so. Wet soil down there. So we're gonna dump some of this heavy compost down in there. All kinds of really good stuff that isn't decayed yet. Good juices. Ooh, that stinks. Cover that up with some dirt. And then I'm gonna actually plant this. Clean up to probably in here. So from here to here will be buried, and it'll be able to gain a really good root system in there. Hoping to have 6-foot plants, maybe taller. Now once I get it planted, I cut all my leaves up to about 18 inches, so when it rains, it doesn't splash up and hurt the rain or hurt the leaves, because they're impervious to a lot of disease, and water encourages that. So if you just get rid of all these bottom ones, that are going to come close to the ground and get wet when it splashes, the plant will do a lot better. So I'm going to snip this one off too. I'm going to put a cage around that, and that's my first tomato. Alright, so we got them all planted. There's some cherry tomatoes. They'll all eventually get these cages. Right now I just have them kind of marked with these sticks. We have 3 eggplants and 4 kohlrabi there. Strawberry patch. And then where the cages are, those are peppers. Green pepper, tomato, green pepper, tomato, green pepper, tomato, green pepper, Cherokee tomato, Cherokee tomato, Cherokee tomato. These are all Cherokees, peppers, Cherokee pepper, Cherokee pepper. So the cages all are peppers. That's my 1 seed challenge. How much bigger it is than the rest of these little tomatoes, which I bury them pretty deep. They'll still do really good, even though they look crazy right now. They'll actually catch up. They did last year, and they usually do. We'll water all those, and eventually they'll all get big cages like that. There's jalapenos here. They don't have cages. They don't get super big. I have a Trick Me jalapeno up there. No, it's not hot, just tastes like jalapenos. I just have one of those. Some nice tomatoes out here. That's a pepper. It's not caged though. And then I got a few green peppers out here with my tomatoes. There's a green pepper there. These are all Rutgers and Roma tomatoes. They're more of a bush type. They won't get real big, so I just kind of cage those, and they'll still go kind of crazy. And then this whole square here will be cucumbers. I'll just let them go crazy all in there. I have 3 plants, but I planted a bunch of seeds, and then cabbage grows along the outside there. I have 7 of those, And then I have 3 broccoli and 3 cauliflower. But mostly peppers and tomatoes. We'll have to see how that turns out. And I spaced them out. So, as you can see, I staked them so I know where they are in case I lose them when I'm tilling and weeding. But I spaced them out so they're back and forth so they'll get a lot of sun and get a lot of wind. Water at the roots. Tomatoes like water at the roots. But I plant them deep, and you really want your roots to go deep. So I only water them a few times a week, but quite a bit of water when I water them. I'll put a soaker hose out here and let them go for a few hours. Let that water sink deep into the ground. Then I hold off for a while so the roots will have to chase the water down. And the further down they get, the longer, they stay watered. So that's really what you want. If you continue to water them every day, the roots stay shallow. And then if you ever forget or whatever, they don't do as well. So I do a lot of water a few times. And then you also want wind to be able to get to them to dry the leaves off when it rains or dew or whatever, because they are pervious to a lot of different disease, tomatoes. So you really want to separate them, that's why I like this big area. And then we have our onions here that are all coming up. There's the horseradish, rhubarb, asparagus, lettuce. There's some cabbage up in there, some head lettuce, 3 types of garlic. It's our broccoli and cauliflower and our cabbage. We have sunflowers planted down the side and then around on each corner. And then up there along that barn, there's sunflowers. I think they're sprouted. Let's go see. Got this little electric fence we put up because we have we got a problem with. Yeah, sunflowers are coming up. See them? Right there in a row. And there's multiple different kinds. I have skyscrapers, Russian giants, sun catchers, I don't know, multiple heads. So should be pretty cool when these all get up big. And I figure if they get too big, I can kind of tie them off along here to hold them up. Last year I had them planted periodically around. I went all the way around the garden. I ran out of seeds this time, so I didn't do that side. But only so many of them came up. And the ones that did, they did really well. They had stalks on them, I don't know, 8 inches round. And probably 18 to 24 inch heads. Big sunflowers. So hopefully that we do that well again this year. Now up here I'm going to plant some cilantro because I really enjoy cilantro, so I'm just going to plant that where our entrance is. And we already had our snap peas here, so I've got snap peas planted all the way down along there, and I really hope they start coming up and going good because we really enjoy snap peas. Those should have been out a long time ago, and I kind of dropped the ball on that, but hopefully we'll still get some this year. I planted quite a few, so far potatoes out here doing really well. They're coming up. This first row I don't see any really coming up. This was the first row. I don't know what was wrong with them potatoes, but boy, there sure aren't. Oh, there's some, maybe. Not sure. No, I only think those are. But here we have quite a few potatoes all along here. Row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And those we planted later, the 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And they're just now coming up, doing pretty good. But I keep mounding them up as they grow. See that? And they'll go right in those mounds. They like well-drained soil, so higher up off the ground you can do, the better. So I just till through here and then I'll keep pulling the dirt up. But yeah. And then this is all corn. And I got 3 types out. Some are 85 day to maturity. And they're called hybrid sweet corn serendipity. So right in here, some serendipity. I have some yellow corn out in here called, that's a peaches and cream. So down through here, I got some peaches and cream corn. And then I started out with the bike color double sweet. So these are early 65 day. I think those are 70 and down at the end's 85. So they'll, if they come up, they'll mature at different times. So this bush we planted last year and it should be pretty once it gets big and full. Got these little blue flowers. This has orange flowers. I put this out this year. It looked like it looked really good inside. It's gotten beat up since it's come out here, but should make it stronger. So that's the garden so far. Hopefully in about a month we'll be able to see a lot of growth, and maybe a couple weeks even, and I'll show you what it's like then. Pretty excited. I think it's pretty much where I planted last year, the same time, because I ended up planting my garden 3 times, and I think the 3rd time was right around now. So, and it turned out real well last year. Let's just hope it does it again this year. Back here, I got my pumpkins planted. I've got some birdhouse gourds planted back here, and I got some butternut squash planted back here. And this is just kind of end of the property. A lot of old tires and burn pile. This old boat taking parts off of. And this from something, I don't know, it's been here since forever. I'd like to clean up. There's some nice big field stones in there, and then all that concrete. I put some of my extra potatoes in here, which they don't seem to be sprouting yet. I'm gonna till up an area back here behind this old barn, and I'm gonna plant all my watermelon and cantaloupe. So probably, you know, this area down to the end of the barn, and then plant watermelon, cantaloupe. There's a lot of junk back here, so I don't know how it'll go. I've never planted back here, but eventually I'd like to rebuild this barn. This concrete's still real good. Just change out the wood, go up from there, and then this will all be pasture area. I'd like to have some cows and pigs and goats and stuff in the future. So we've only been here a couple of years, and we're also helping my mom and my son redo their house, so we don't have a lot of extra time. But the future plans of what we have to do here, we're still kind of planning it out as we go, and so not being able to do it's been okay, because we're not real sure what we want to do yet. This concrete's really good, so I'd like to utilize it. It's still all level, and it'd be great for cows and pigs, maybe odds and ends stuff. I just use it for stockpiling right now, but because I'm building another barn up there, and I have a lot of the stuff I want to use for that. And so until I get that built, it's going to stay out here, and then I'll go through all this and clean this out. But for right now, the only thing I'm going to do is use this space for cantaloupe and watermelon. Hopefully the rabbits stay out of them, because we don't have an electric fence out here. So we just got the garden planted about 20 minutes, half hour ago. And look at it, pouring down rain. I don't know if that's good or bad. Been raising them plants inside, gently caring for them, and now they're out there getting beat up by the world. Hopefully it makes them stronger. Did you like this video? You see that like button? Go ahead and push it. And subscribe so you stay up to date with all of our adventures. So until next time,
Peace, everyone.
later, y'all.